All the information shared in this video is available on the public platform. Nothing is discussed here which may breach the confidentiality of our armed forces. Defense Detective respects our defense forces and works only on the information that is available for public use.
इस वक्त सर टमाटर का रेट है 250 रुपए किलो। आज से 2 माह पहले टमाटर जो है 20 रुपए किलो मिल रहा था।
ना खुदाई मिला ना वसाल सनम, ना इधर के रहे ना उधर के रहे।
तो मेरा यह ख्याल है कि आपने अपने पांव पर खुद ही कुल्हाड़ी मार दी।
ये जो $1 बिलियन हमें मिला है IMF से, यकीन करें कि पाकिस्तान की तारीख का सबसे एक्सपेंसिव $1 बिलियन है।
जब आपने नवाबों के स्टाइल में भिखारी बनना है तो फिर तो आपको ये सहना पड़ेगा।
हमने बहुत कुछ खोया है इस 1 बिलियन की खातिर।
Hello friends, you're watching Defense Detective Global, where we bring for you the correct and accurate analysis of news related to defense and geopolitics, and that too with full evidence. In today's video, we are going to talk about how Pakistan is badly caught in the trap of IMF. Pakistan's Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa has sought help from the US to secure an early loan dispersal from the IMF. Yes, you heard that right. Pakistan's most powerful man, the commander of the 650,000 strong army, had made an appeal to the White House and US Treasury Department to push the IMF to immediately supply nearly $1.7 billion that Pakistan was due to receive. Bajwa held a telephonic conversation with US Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman. The general is putting out all his efforts to pull out Pakistan out of its economic mess. In an ideal situation, this appeal should have been done by Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. But Shehbaz Sharif does not have much credibility beyond Islamabad. We would like to tell you that S&P Global has recently downgraded Pakistan's outlook from stable to negative. While the US has voted for funding Pakistan in the past, but the Trump administration had expressed its reservations about Pakistan using IMF loans to pay back China. Pakistan's relations with the US have been troubled in recent years, mainly over the issue of Afghanistan. The relations remained especially tense under the tenure of Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan, who was ousted in a no-confidence vote in Parliament in April. Since his ouster, Pakistan's currency has plummeted to an all-time low amid uncertainty about IMF assistance. Pakistan and the IMF originally signed the bailout accord in 2019. In July, Pakistan also reached a staff-level agreement with the IMF to resume its loan program. But the release of a $1.7 billion tranche has been on hold after IMF expressed concern about Pakistan's compliance with the deal's terms under Imran Khan. The people of Pakistan had earlier brought Imran Khan thinking that he would bring change and make a new Pakistan. But what happened in his tenure of 4 years has landed Pakistan in a soup. According to reports, Pakistan has a total debt accumulation of Rs 52 trillion, out of which Rs 30 trillion debt accumulation was between the year 1947 to 2018, whereas Rs 22 trillion debt was taken from 2018 to 2022. That is a time period of just 4 years. It means that 58% of the loan was taken in a span of 71 years, whereas 42% of the total loan was taken during a span of just 4 years. That is, during the tenure of Imran Khan. So actually, Imran Khan is responsible for Pakistan's economic mess today. And do you remember what Imran Khan had said before and after becoming the PM? Let's listen to what he had said before and after becoming the PM of Pakistan.
शर्म आती है जब मैं इन हुक्मरानों को देखता हूँ, कभी सऊदी अरेबिया जाके हाथ फैला के बैठे हैं।
आपको खुशखबरी सुनाता हूँ, हमें एक जबरदस्त पैकेज मिल गया सऊदी अरेबिया से, उनका शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं।
एक ऐसा पाकिस्तान जिधर हम कभी किसी के सामने हाथ नहीं फैलाएंगे।
आपको और भी खुशखबरी सुनाऊंगा, हमारी और भी 2 ममालिक से बात हो रही है और इंशाअल्लाह उनसे हमें इसी तरह का पैकेज हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं।
हमें शर्म आती चाहे लोगों से दूसरे मुल्कों से जाके भीख मांगे और IMF आए और हमें बताए कि बिजली की कीमत इतनी बढ़ा दो, बेशक लोग मरे, लेकिन हुक्म करे हमें कभी बिजली बढ़ा दो, कभी गैस बढ़ा दो, कभी फलानी चीज बढ़ा दो।
आपको खुशखबरी सुनाता हूँ, अब हमें उम्मीद ये है कि IMF से हम जब कर्जा लेंगे भी तो वो हमें इतना ज्यादा हमारे पर बोझ नहीं पड़ेगा।
मुझे शर्म आती है पाकिस्तानियों, क्योंकि ये मुल्क वो होना चाहिए जो नया पाकिस्तान मैं देखता हूँ, उसके अंदर इंशाअल्लाह हम इमदाद करेंगे गरीब मुल्कों की, हम उनको पैसे देंगे।
दोस्त ममालिक हैं उनसे कर्जे लें और कम से कम हम IMF से कर्जा लें। अल्लाह का शुक्र है उसमें हम कामयाब हुए हैं। देखिए जो कर्जा देता है ना वो फिर आपकी आजादी ले जाता है।
The government of Pakistan is doing exactly what the IMF wants. The IMF, which Imran Khan used to oppose before becoming PM, he and his ministers are projecting the loan received from the same IMF as a big victory and good news. But believe me, this is not good news at all. At this time, Pakistan is badly caught in the trap of IMF. So let's first take you to the website of IMF where $1 billion loan to Pakistan has been mentioned. See, this is the press release of the International Monetary Fund, that is IMF, whose number is 22/21. All the proofs that we have presented here, their links are given in the description box below. You can check from there. The heading of this press release is IMF Executive Board concludes 2021 Article 4 consultation for Pakistan and completes the 6th review of the extended fund facility. This is a press release dated 2nd February. It states that $1 billion loan has been approved for Pakistan. It also states that for this, Pakistan will have to take many necessary steps. Also, it has been written in this press release that the population of Pakistan is 212 million, per capita GDP is $1394, and the poverty rate is 21.9%. But this poverty data is for the year 2018-19. Now it has increased a lot and has crossed 39%. Apart from this, a very important thing has been told here which exposes the government of Pakistan. The government of Pakistan has said that their GDP is going to be above 5%, whereas IMF has told that in the year 2020-21, Pakistan's GDP was 3.9% and in 21-22, it is going to be at 4% with a very slight increase. So it is clear that the government of Pakistan is telling lies to its people. Fakhr Yusufzai is a Pakistani journalist. On his YouTube channel, he interviewed another journalist, Jahangir Khattak, who is counted among the renowned journalists of Pakistan. He has spent a long time in Pakistan and currently lives in the US. He is Communications Director at the Center for Community Media at the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism in New York. He has explained in a very easy language how IMF works.
अब IMF है क्या जो हम कहते हैं कि IMF कोई पाकिस्तान का दुश्मन है? नहीं, IMF तो एक बैंक है। IMF कारोबार करता है। IMF खैरात नहीं मांगता। हम जब IMF के पास जाते हैं तो हमारा ख्याल ये होता है कि शायद खैरात मिलेगी। IMF कहता है नहीं, पहले ये बताओ ये पैसे दोगे कैसे, क्योंकि उन्होंने अपना कारोबार करना है, लिहाजा वो आपके लिए शराइत रखते हैं। शराइत क्यों रखते हैं? शराइत इसलिए रखते हैं कि आपकी बहैसियत मुल्क जो इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज हैं वो रियलिटी से बहुत दूर हैं।
राइट।
आपकी आदात और अतवार बहैसियत कौम नवाबों वाली है। आपकी जो ओवरऑल कंज्यूमरिज्म की तरफ आपका जो सफर है वो खौफनाक है।
As Jahangir Khattak was telling about the conditions, we would like to tell you that while giving loan to Pakistan, IMF has laid down 6 very strict conditions. These conditions are such that they are going to break the back of the people of Pakistan in the coming times. Pakistani newspaper The Express Tribune has published an article about all these conditions laid down by IMF. Look at its heading. It says, IMF slaps 6 new conditions on Pakistan. This article has been written by Shahbaz Rana on 5th February. In this article, it is written that these conditions include increasing the individual income tax rate and the power tariff. Along with this, the IMF has also declared the first budget presented by Pakistan's Finance Minister, Shaukat Tareen, as junk. The IMF has said that all these 6 conditions should be implemented by June 2022. And the first thing in this is to increase the rate of income tax in such a way that more and more people come under its purview. Now, who will bear the brunt of this? The salaried class and the businessmen. So you can understand what is going to happen to the people of Pakistan. At present, there are 11 slabs of different rates. The highest is 35%. The government is going to reduce both the number of rates and income tax bracket. By reducing the slabs, the people will fall into the higher tax slab. The result of this will be that till now, those who were saving tax by investing in tax-saving instruments, now they will also not be able to save tax. Not only this, the effort is to bring as many people as possible in those slabs whose rates are high. So the Pakistan government is fully prepared to make things difficult through income tax for the employed people. Those who are doing jobs in Pakistan, it is going to be very difficult for them, as they will have to pay more taxes, their earnings will not increase, and inflation has already increased their expenses.
देखिए, जब हमारे पास जब क्रेडिट कार्ड होता है, तो अगर हम अपने क्रेडिट कार्ड पे पेमेंट्स डिले करते हैं या हम अपने क्रेडिट कार्ड से ज़्यादा पैसे इस्तेमाल करने की कोशिश करते हैं या हम अपनी सीलिंग पर पहुँच गए हैं और फिर कंपनी से कह रहे हैं कि जनाब हमें और पैसे भी दें, तो कंपनी कहती है अच्छा आपकी जो इनकम है वो क्या है? हम उन्हें बताते हैं कि जी मैं तो साल के इतने पैसे बनाता हूँ, तो वो कहते हैं अच्छा, तो क्या ये पैसे वापस करने के आप काबिल हैं इस कमाई में? तो उसकी बुनियाद पर वो फैसला करते हैं। इसी तरह जो आपकी इंटरनेशनल रेटिंग होती है, इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम में, तो वो भी बिल्कुल उसी तरह होती है कि जिस तरह आपकी एक क्रेडिट रिपोर्ट बनती है, आपकी एक प्रोफाइल बनती है,
राइट।
बहैसियत एक इंसान या बहैसियत एक कंपनी या बहैसियत एक मुल्क।
राइट।
जो देखा जाता है कि इस मुल्क की जो इसकी इकोनॉमी है वो कितनी मजबूत है, इस काबिल है कि वो अपने जो पेमेंट्स है वो कर सके।
IMF knows that Pakistan cannot repay the loan. That's why the second condition it placed is going to prove to be very harmful for Pakistan. To explain the second condition laid down by IMF in easy language, we would say that IMF has taken control of State Bank of Pakistan. It means that the control of Pakistan's economy has gone into the hands of IMF. Maybe you will not believe our words, but you will trust the newspaper of Pakistan. According to the news published in the Express Tribune, the IMF has asked the Pakistan government to make many changes in the State Bank of Pakistan. IMF has imposed the condition that the Ministry of Finance and State Bank of Pakistan will establish a development finance institution to support the eventual phasing out of State Bank of Pakistan refinance facilities. According to the IMF, as of September 2021, there are 1.22 trillion rupees outstanding in the facilities of the State Bank of Pakistan. And the IMF has warned that if this expansion is not temporary, then it will be an obstacle in implementing the rest of their policies. So clearly, the IMF is running its free will in the State Bank of Pakistan.
IMF कह रही है आप ये टैक्स रेशो कर दें, IMF कह रही है आपके आला हुकाम के सारे जो असासे हैं वो डिक्लेयर होने चाहिए। तो मेरी गवर्नमेंट कहाँ है यार? मेरी गवर्नमेंट बिल्कुल होने चाहिए। आई एग्री विद यू, बट ये फैसला IMF ने क्यों करना है?
इसलिए करना है कि उन्होंने आपसे को पैसे देने हैं, आपकी इकोनॉमी को स्ट्रक्चर करना है।
एक मिनट भाई साहब, इसका मतलब ये हुआ
जो करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट है आप अपनी
हुआ
रिकवरी से ज्यादा खर्चे करेंगे तो उन्होंने तो करना ही है।
इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जो कहा जाता है कि हमने मुल्क को गिरवी रख दिया है, स्टेट बैंक का गवर्नर किसी को जवाब दे नहीं है, उसकी पॉलिसियों पर कोई सवाल नहीं उठा सकता, और खुदा के लिए इससे बड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज क्या हो सकता है?
Perhaps the common Pakistani people would not have understood how big this compromise is. To know that how huge a price Pakistan will have to pay for handing over the command of the State Bank of Pakistan to the IMF, listen to Dr. Ashfaq Hassan Khan, a well-known economist of Pakistan. You should listen to what he has said on the current condition of the State Bank of Pakistan. Dr. Ashfaq Hassan Khan had an interview on Pakistani news channel 24 News HD. Dr. Ashfaq is an established name in the field of economics. He is the principal of the School of Social Sciences and Humanities. He holds a PhD degree in economics from the Johns Hopkins University. Listen to what such a renowned economist of Pakistan has to say on the changes that have taken place in the State Bank of Pakistan due to IMF.
State Bank जो था हमारा SBP now transformed into New State Bank of Pakistan, NSBP हो गया। ये भी एक हमने खोया। हमारे कायद का फरमान था। I'm delighted to inaugurate the State Bank of Pakistan, which symbolizes the security of the country in financial spheres. हमने खत्म कर दिया उसको।
Now, those who are watching this video in Pakistan must have come to know that Imran Khan has, in a way, pledged the State Bank of Pakistan to the IMF. Now, coming back to the other conditions laid down by the IMF. According to the third condition of the IMF, 2 private sector banks of Pakistan have to be recapitalized, which are currently undercapitalized. The fourth condition is that the government should bring energy subsidy reforms for residential consumers as soon as possible. It is hereby referring to electricity and gas. It says that all the previous benefits that were being given to the people by the government of Pakistan have to be withdrawn. A new increased tariff has to be implemented, making electricity and gas expensive than earlier. According to the fifth condition, the government will take parliamentary approval of the new state-owned enterprises law in line with the IMF recommendations. It means that the government companies will have to do changes in their laws according to the changes suggested by the IMF. And the sixth condition is that the government's Public Procurement Regulatory Authority will issue new regulations to require collection for publication of beneficial ownership information from companies that have been awarded public procurement contracts for Rs 50 million and above. This means that the government of Pakistan will have to show on paper that to whom the money is being given. That is, whether it is being given to the army, whether weapons are being bought, or some organization is being funded, or is the money really being invested in economy and development? Anyone who has a little understanding about the economy can understand how badly these 6 conditions by IMF are going to affect the people of Pakistan. It means that the government of Pakistan has robbed the pockets of its own people to compensate for its failure. You may not believe what we say, but you will surely believe the words of someone from Pakistan. There is a Pakistani journalist named Qamar Cheema. He spoke to Sajid Tarar, a Pakistani businessman living in the US. Tarar tells how people of Pakistan will be affected by these conditions of IMF.
ये आपका 21वां 22वां IMF का प्रोग्राम है और इसका असर किस पे पड़ेगा मैं अभी बता देता हूं आपको। सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहूंगा कि मुझे खुद अफसोस हुआ कि लोगों ने इस्तेमाल लफ्ज किया शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह पैसे मिल गए हैं। कर्जा कौम के ऊपर आपकी खुद मुख्तारी सारी आपने गिरवी रख दी है और उस पर आप शुक्र अदा कर रहे हैं। एक तो आपका एटीट्यूड ठीक नहीं है बिल्कुल। अब मैं ये कहूंगा जो IMF के पैकेजेस का हिस्सा है वो क्या चीजें हैं। वो सबसे पहले आपको कहते हैं कि अपनी इंपोर्ट बंद करें, इंपोर्ट आप बंद नहीं कर रहे। BMW और प्राडो आपकी जरूरत है वो आप बंद नहीं कर सकते। अब दूसरी चीज उन्होंने कहा कि टैक्स कलेक्शन आप बढ़ाएं अपनी। टैक्स कलेक्ट किनसे करेंगे? वजीर और वजीरों के रिश्तेदार तो नहीं देंगे। वो कौन देंगे? जो लोग बेचारे मजबूर हैं, जो छोटे दुकानदार हैं, छोटे फार्मर हैं, छोटे बिजनेसमैन हैं। और दूसरा मुलाजम पेशा लोगों से तो टैक्स वैसे ही उनकी तनख्वाहों से ले लिया जाता है। जिस तरह यूरिया नहीं मिल रहा आजकल, उसके पीछे भी आपके टैक्सेशन का सुना है कि एक अमल दखल है। आपका डॉलर 200 रुपए पे जाएगा क्योंकि आपने मनी चेंजर्स के ऊपर भी टैक्स लगा दिया है। और फिर वो करते क्या है, उन्होंने कंज्यूमर को पास ऑन करना है। जिस तरह इस वक्त यूरिया क्राइसिस चल रहे हैं, इसके बाद क्या होगा? गंदम की आपकी फसल ठीक नहीं होगी और आपकी रोटी 30 से 50 रुपए हो जाएगी। तो एक और महंगाई का एक तूफान आने वाला है पाकिस्तान पे इस IMF के। और दूसरा याद ये कराना चाहूंगा, इस IMF का ये पहला पैकेज है। इस पैकेज का हिस्सा है कि आपने हर महीने बिजली और पेट्रोल के पैसे बढ़ाने हैं आपने।
We can give proof of how the common people of Pakistan are going to be crushed under the burden of high inflation. This is the Pakistani newspaper The News. Just read the heading of this article carefully. It is written here, IMF wants Pakistan to raise gas electricity tariff. The IMF says that restructuring the energy sector requires sustaining reform efforts. This article is by Mehtab Haider, which was published on 7th February. With this, you will easily understand how the Pakistani government is no longer ruling Pakistan. Rather, IMF is ruling Pakistan from behind the government. It is written clearly here that IMF wants Pakistan to raise gas electricity tariff. And the government of Pakistan cannot deny this. It has been written in this article that by the end of February, electricity prices will increase by at least 50 paisa per unit. It means that minimum 50 paisa per unit have to be increased, and it can be more than this. At the same time, how much gas prices are going to increase? Information about this is also given in the article. It has been said that the price of gas will also increase by 1.5 to 2 rupees per unit. All we can say for the people of Pakistan is that we can only sympathize with you. But the matter is not just that. Just imagine, what can be more shameful than this, that a government is declaring the approval of the loan as a success?
तार साहब, सबसे पहले आपसे बात करनी है कि ये $1 बिलियन जो है, इसकी क्या रेलिवेंस है? क्या इसकी $1 बिलियन हमारे लिए ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, या ये मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक स्टेबिलिटी की बात हो रही है, या और लोन्स हम लेना चाहते हैं, या उसकी बात हो रही है? आप इसको किस तरह देखते हैं? और खासकर जो हमारे फवाद चौधरी साहब और जो फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर साहब की जो ट्वीट्स हैं वो सोशल मीडिया पे डिस्कस हो रही हैं बहुत ज्यादा, आप इसको किस तरह देख रहे हैं?
चीमा साहब, मेरी नजर में पाकिस्तान को IMF के पैकेज की जरूरत नहीं थी और ना ही बाहर से और मजीद पैसों की जरूरत है। उसकी वजह यह है कि जिस तरीके से पैसा ड्रेन हो रहा है पाकिस्तान से, जिस तरीके से आपकी रूलिंग एलीट उस पैसे को लेके बाहर भाग रही है, जब तक वो ना रोकेंगे, आप चाहे $10 बिलियन ले लें कहीं से, वो बेसूद है।
Pakistani American businessman Sajid Tarar has said a very big thing. People of Pakistan need to think that Imran Khan government has broken all the records of taking loans in 75 years. Where did the money go? Are they seeing any development? don't talk about CPEC because China's money is invested in it. Where did the thousands of crores of rupees taken as loans go? If we see overall, then the loan taken by Imran Khan's government in 4 years is more than loan taken before it in 70 years. Money has been received, but neither the old debt has reduced nor any new work has been done. Nor has any factory been set up so that the unemployed can get work. The people of Pakistan probably do not understand that the leader may be from any political party, but they are just same. They all have been fooling the people and filling their pockets.
शर्म की बात है
जी
आप पीपल्स पार्टी को देखें, मुस्लिम लीग नून को देखें, पीटीआई को देखें, किसी भी पार्टी को देखें,
जी
मुझे 5 इकोनॉमिस्ट के नाम बता दें। एक वजीर खजाना है जो रेंटल पे चल रहा है, रेंट पे चल रहा है। पीपल्स पार्टी की हुकूमत आती है, वो उसको ले लेता है। मुस्लिम लीग की आती है, वो कहते हैं अच्छा
इस्तेमाल करते हैं सारी पार्टी।
असद उमर साहब ने खुद इस चीज का उन्होंने बताया एक मीटिंग इंटरव्यू में कि इमरान खान साहब की मर्जी के साथ नवाज शरीफ साहब बाहर गए। दूसरा, एक दुनिया को अभी कहते हैं मैं जरदारी को एनआरओ नहीं दूंगा। वो सिंध एक सबसे बड़ा सूबा है, कराची एक सबसे बड़ा शहर है, वो उस पर हुकूमत कर रहे हैं, वो एनआरओ नहीं तो और क्या है। तो ये सिर्फ एक लोगों को बेवकूफ बनाना है। और मैं
The interesting thing is that people are being fooled since years. Now the question is, why the condition of Pakistan has become like this? Why the government of Pakistan did not think about the necessary things that are important for any country? Pakistan did not work on those 3 things which are most important to run any country and to develop it. If a country has fixed these 3 things, then its progress cannot be stopped by anyone. First thing is food security. Second is water security. And third is energy security. But if we talk about Pakistan, then it has a huge shortage of all these 3 necessary things.
हमारे पास फूड सिक्योरिटी का ये हाल है कि पाकिस्तान इज अ फूड इनसिक्योर कंट्री नाउ।
एग्जैक्टली।
हमने पिछले साल $7 अरब सिर्फ खुराक की इंपोर्ट पर लगाए, जिसमें फ्रेंच चीज और स्विस चीज और पता नहीं क्या क्या और भी शामिल है। हमने अपने बजट डेफिसिट को उस हद तक ले गए हम, जो करंट अकाउंट डेफिसिट है, कि जो अनसस्टेनेबल है। पानी देखिए, दुनिया में किसी मुल्क की तरक्की का जो पैमाना है पानी के हिसाब से, वो देखा जाता है कि वो उसके पास पानी को कंजर्व करने की कैपेसिटी कितनी है।
यस सर, बिल्कुल।
इंडिया को देखें, इंडिया में भी तकरीबन ऑलमोस्ट 3 महीने का पानी कंजर्व करने की गुंजाइश है। हमारा पहले 29 दिन था, अभी पानी स्टोरेज कैपेसिटी है, ये शायद 35 to 39 डेज तक बढ़ जाए, इतनी आ जाए कि पाकिस्तान में अगर 39 डेज तक बारिश ना हो तो हमारे पानी होगा।
And all these 3 things are such that it takes vision and long time to achieve. Pakistani governments have never had vision. You will get an idea from the statement of Pakistan in which it said, after India became an atomic country, that Pakistanis will eat grass but will make atom bomb. So what will be the condition of a country whose priority has been like this? It rightly said at that time. Today the condition of Pakistan has almost become like that. Because if you start taking more interest in neighboring countries than in your own country, then this is bound to happen. Instead of strengthening their own country, every government of Pakistan has paid more attention to how to weaken their neighbors. And it is said that those who dig a hole for others fall into it themselves. The same has happened with Pakistan. We feel sorry for the people of Pakistan, who have no fault. But because of the mistakes and stupidity of the governments, they have been forced to face such a situation. Friends, hope you liked this video. If yes, then please like and share it as much as possible. And those who are new to our channel are requested to subscribe it to get true and accurate information. We will be back soon with another video. Till then, goodbye. Jai Hind.